In our politics lead, a federal judge's ominous signal to Donald Trump and one of his top legal allies in the failed and unconstitutional attempt to overturn the 2020 election. The judge today writing that Trump and attorney John Eastman may have been planning a crime. Judge David Carter, a Clinton appointee, wrote, quote, "Based on the evidence, the court finds it more likely than not that President Trump corruptly attempted to obstruct the joint session of Congress on January 6, 2021. The judge also writing, quote, "The illegality of the plan was obvious." Let's bring in attorney and CNN legal analyst Ellie Honig. Ellie, how big a deal is this? Because just to be clear, the ruling was not about charging Trump with a crime.
Right, Jake. First things first. This is not an indictment. This does not ensure there will be an indictment. Still, though, this is a remarkable and really unprecedented ruling. The dispute here was the committee was trying to get certain emails between this lawyer, John Eastman, Donald Trump. Eastman said, can't have them. They're protected by attorney-client privilege. The committee argued, no, we get them because of what's called the crime fraud exception, because they're evidence of an ongoing crime. And this is the remarkable part. The judge said, I agree. I find more likely than not that the president of the United States committed multiple federal crimes relating to the coup attempt. That is really something we've never seen before from a federal judge.
Yeah, there's no attorney-client privilege if they're conspiring together to commit a crime. So who will decide if Trump will be charged with a crime, and does this judge's opinion in this matter impact that at all?
No, it does not. So this decision comes down to the United States Department of Justice and ultimately really one person, Merrick Garland. Important to know also, this judge made his ruling, but more likely than not, what we call a preponderance of the evidence. That's here in terms of legal standards. In order to charge a crime, a prosecutor has to show proof beyond a reasonable doubt. That is much higher standard. That's a much different story. But this decision will up the pressure, the political pressure on DOJ to take meaningful action.
We're also learning that Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is expected to speak with the January 6th committee this week. What might the committee learn from him?
So he could be a really interesting witness, Jake, because Jared Kushner likes to position himself as sort of the grown-up in the room. I'll leave that to people's determinations whether that's true or not. But he was at a bit of a remove from January 6th, physically and otherwise. And so if he's willing to be forthcoming, perhaps he can give his perspective as sort of a sane-minded outsider. But let's also remember, Ivanka Trump, she was right next to Donald Trump this whole time. They've asked her for her testimony. She sort of brushed off the committee. They need to subpoena her if she doesn't talk to them voluntarily, because she has direct, crucial information.
And lastly, quickly, if you could, the January 6th committee wants to ask Virginia Thomas, she's the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, about her text messages with then White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, which Meadows handed over to the committee before he stopped cooperating with them.
Yeah.
We're told the committee members are going to meet privately this evening to discuss what to do about Ginny Thomas. What do you make of this? This
is not a tangent. This is not some sideshow at all. This is right down the heart of what the committee needs to be looking at. These texts really are game changers. They show us, we've known that Ginny Thomas has these sort of extreme political views. That's fine. She's entitled. But those texts show us that she was urging Mark Meadows, a very powerful person, to take action to bring this coup into effect. That's crucial. That's right down the heart of what the committee needs to look at.